Hi, I'm Intuitive Mary McGuire, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first time here on YouTube, so I appreciate you being here, and I do ask that you like and subscribe to my channel as well as comment on my readings today. Today I'm going to offer readings on the different astrological signs from now until the end of December. I am not an astrologist, and I absolutely do not pretend to be. I am an intuitive. I read tarot, oracle, pendulum, crystal ball, Akashic records, medium. I know I'm forgetting a couple. I do so many different things. I read toes. I can do palm readings, definitely psychic conversations. But for Christmas, I every year give a gift to my clients, typically in having a reduced reading rate for them. And with this being my first YouTube video that I'm creating, I'm going to extend that offer to all of you, as well as I'm going to extend the time frame, because originally the time frame was till December 15th. That time frame is now until the 25th of December, so until Christmas. So from now until Christmas, you get 40% off any readings that are paid for with me. These readings can be gifted to somebody else. They can be used at a different time. If you want to order 12 readings, so that way every month you can come and have a reading, you can absolutely do that at the discounted rate. Again, this is my way of saying thank you to you for being here, allowing me to do what it is that I do, which is to help other people. I've had a difficult life. I can't deny that by any means. I've gone through cancer 4 times. I am currently 12 years cancer-free after getting the 4th diagnosis, where the doctors said that there was nothing else they could do and told me to get my affairs in order. I learned how to kill cancer, and so I'm 12 years cancer-free. Previous, or I should say in the middle of all of the cancer battle, I did die twice. They were on 2 separate occasions. They happened within the hospital and were documented by the hospital staff as well as my doctors. I visited the afterlife. I could tell you everything that happened while I was dead, as well as I can tell you what happened in the afterlife. Most everything that I do comes through experience. I'm one of those people that, I'm not saying this is a good thing, but a lot of times I feel as though I have to experience something in order to be able to really teach somebody about it, which means, again, my life has not been easy. I've had a lot of things to go through in my life, but that allows me to give you the firsthand messages, the firsthand experience. And when I say I know and understand what you're going through, I honestly mean it. Maybe at some point I'll write a book, but that's not today. So today what I am going to do for you in the spirit of Christmas, I'm going to go through the 12 astrological signs and give you all a 5-card reading. I have picked 1 tarot card as well as 3 oracle cards and then 1 shadow work card. For those of you that don't know what a shadow work card is, it is something that we need to work on. Specifically, something that you need to work on, or your astrological sign needs to work on between now and the end of 2024. This might not resonate with everybody. There might be bits and pieces that resonate with you, and absolutely that is okay. 2, for some of you, this will resonate within this time period. For some of you, it might hit you 2 or 3 months later where this pops up in your life and you say, oh my goodness, she talked about this and now it's happening. So the timing can be a little bit off. But all of these messages are from the angels and the guides. They are all of love and light, and they are all for you to learn and grow from, to help you on your path here on Earth. Earth is a school. We come here to learn. So it's not supposed to be an easy ride, just like school isn't an easy ride usually. It's full of challenges. It's full of tests. It's full of things for you to learn how to overcome and move past and move through. So that being said, I am very happy and thankful that you are here with me today. For those of you that decide you would like to book a reading with me, you can contact me at Intuitive Mary McGuire. Last name is spelled Maguire. I'm at gmail.com. And you can send me an email. Let me know that you'd like a reading. My readings are half hour, 45 minutes, or an hour. I will give you the pricing. And if you give me dates or times that work for you, I will do the best that I can to either get you into those time slots, or if this are readings that you want to do at a later date, acknowledge that too. And I can get you gift certificates for those. Okay? So I thank you. That being said, let's start with I am going to do this in a 2-part section. So the first part, I am going to do readings of Aries through Virgo. And then the second part will be Libra through Pisces. So let's get things underway with Aries. Okay? So for Aries, our tarot card that and I did not look at any of these cards beforehand. All of the cards fell out of the deck, or I spread them out in a full spread and randomly picked the card for the astrological sign. So for Aries, your tarot card is the 9 of Pentacles. Me being an intuitive, I do not read cards as most tarot books would read them, because I bring in a lot of intuition with them. But when I see the 9 of Pentacles, this tells me about a very independent person. As we know, Aries people typically are very independent. This being Pentacles, Pentacles signify security and or finances. And to a lot of people, money is security. So it is telling me that you are wanting to stand on your own. You are worried about money to a certain degree. You like having things in control. You're holding an owl on your hand, or that's a falcon, signifying intelligence, signifying the travel of moving forward. I feel as though with this card, it is telling me that you are on your path and you're getting ready to start a new adventure. Things are in the process of changing for you, and you're getting self-prepared for the upcoming changes. I do believe for you that 2025 will be filled with challenges. Not that these challenges are going to be bad. They're going to be good for you. But they are going to teach work on your independence, okay? The next card I have for you is an angel card, and it says yes. So with this card, it's all about learning how to say yes and not holding yourself back. It's about getting out of your comfort zone and doing things that you normally wouldn't. As well as it's putting you in the position of control, but in that control, enjoying it, going with the flow of things. Learning to just relax and putting a smile on your face and enjoying the moment, not thinking ahead, not thinking behind, but being in the now. Okay? The next card I have for you is an animal spirit guide card. And the card I have here is the card of the spider. This says, trust your creative spark, your feelings, and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. So with the spider, it's about your creative energy and being able to express your energy. Writing things down is a great way of relieving information, because sometimes we don't know how to organize it. So if we write it down, we can look at it, We can write it down and go back to it at a later time and say, is this what I really want? It gives you the chance to analyze things, as well as making sure that it is on the path that you want to be on. Remember, you are in the driver's seat. You are in control of your life. And God gave you free will. So absolutely, you have the ability to do what it is that you want to do. Right, wrong, or in between, okay? But it is suggesting that writing things down is a way for you to express yourself and use your creative talents. If you prefer to do it in another way, by absolute, go for it, okay? Our next card here is a card of abundance, but it's not about financial abundance. This is about creating abundance in your life. And for you, the card that comes up is grief. Now we say, well, how is grief about abundance? But it does say here on the card, it says, tears are what happens when the ice in the heart melts. And that is about abundance. It's about releasing yourself, releasing the things that you've held on to for so long. And there are times that we sit and we hold on to grief. We're afraid to be expressive. We're afraid to let ourselves go. And what you're doing by holding on to that grief in your heart, you're not allowing yourself to fully come into the being of who you are and of being worthy of love right now, as well as giving love. So by holding on, you're holding yourself back. Therefore, don't be afraid to shed a tear. There is absolutely nothing wrong with crying, and it's one of the most therapeutic ways for you to heal your body and to release things that hold you back. Okay? Grief is a sign of love. It's a sign that you miss a person. Never be afraid to show it in your expression and the feelings that you have for somebody else. Okay? Our final card for you is the shadow card. So this is what we need to work on, and it's a card of addictions. And it says here, addictions. Think about the emotions you are trying to cover up. Deal with those emotions. Process, heal, and release them. And absolutely, this card kind of goes hand in hand with our grief card here, because when we hold on to those emotions, they don't help us. They hold us back. And addictions are ways that we try to pacify the hurt that is within us. We're trying to look for escapism rather than dealing with what's going on in our life. So this card is saying, don't be afraid to deal. Move forward. Okay? It's going to be okay. There's always a lesson to be learned. Okay? So let's move on now to Taurus. And with Taurus, we have the card of the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles for you. I look at this card and at times I feel as though you don't feel a part of the community. You feel that there's a loss going on within your life. And this loss, I feel as though that you're feeling is sometimes that you're not getting what you want. You don't feel as though you're part of the whole like other people. Or you're looking for things to happen in the way that you expect and want them to be. No offense, but sometimes Taurus, you can be a little bit headstrong and a little bit stubborn sometimes. Sometimes we have to release and know that things are going to come about and happen in their own way and in their own form. So that being said, make adjustments, okay? I've been known to say sometimes this card is right church, wrong pew, meaning your intentions are right. You're in the right place, but you need to fine-tune things. So you're in the correct church, but you need to change your seat. It's like fine-tuning a radio. We go to get a radio station in, and we're not on the right frequency, but if we change the dial just a little bit, we'll fine-tune it to where we need to be. And I don't feel as though you're on the outside. I feel as though you just need to fine-tune things a little bit, okay? So don't be afraid to make little adjustments, and things will work out much better for you. Remember, you're not coming from a place of lack of. The world is working in your favor. It's just not working according to your time frame or to what you perceive and how you perceive things to manifest in your life, okay? Release yourself. It's going to be all right. Things are going to move for you, okay? Our angel card that we have is spiritual growth. Okay, I do feel as though there are changes coming for you as well. But for you, I feel as though this is more into coming into a place of awakening. More to where you're being a little bit more connected in your spirituality. You're starting to think outside of the box more. Trust your intuition. You're starting to notice and sense that there's something else going on in the world. Everything that you see isn't just tangible. There's also other energies at work. And even though you can't explain them, you know that there's something else going on. And I do expect that you will be growing these next couple of weeks, as well as 2025 is going to be a huge year for you with spiritual growth, okay? So don't be afraid if all of a sudden you start to do things differently, or your thought processes, your concepts, the things that you believe in change. Absolutely, that's on the agenda for you. For our animal spirit guide card, we have the shark. And the shark says, trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. Again, from your previous card, trust your intuition. You're going to notice that some things just don't seem right. Some things seem off. Can't quite put a thumb on what it is, but you just know not to trust the situation as it is. And you ever notice that when we're out in the water, maybe if we're out in the ocean, first thing we do, well, I shouldn't say the first thing, but one thing that we do worry about is our safety. What's in the water? What can't we see that's out there? You know, we're a little bit more cautious. We feel things. We're looking for the safety factor before we go out. Okay? Do that in your life as well. Trust your instincts. When your gut tells you something is off, absolutely something is off. Okay, for our abundance card, we have the card of surrender for you. And in the card of surrender, it says, sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people because we want to control things. This is the number one reason why we can't manifest typically what it is we want to manifest in our life. We're trying to control the situation. We think things have to happen in this framework. It's supposed to happen this way. We're supposed to meet the man this way in our life. We're supposed to win money. We're supposed to be born into money. We're supposed to have that perfect job. You know, we're not supposed to get sick. Whatever your thought process is about how things are supposed to manifest in your life, we have to learn to surrender, because the way it's going to show up in the world isn't a majority of the time the way that we think that it will manifest. It will manifest totally different. But if you can learn to surrender and just put out to the universe what it is that you want to experience, and you can keep your thoughts into that positive state that this is going to show up into your life, the universe absolutely will deliver to you. And again, it's going to happen in a way that you can't even begin to imagine it happening. Okay? Your shadow work card is the card of obsessiveness. And this says, write down what you're obsessing over. Realize that it is emotionally draining you. And obsessiveness is what? It's thinking over and over and over about something. It's mulling it over in your brain. And why are we doing that to ourselves? Why are we constantly hung up on something? Write it down. I do this a lot of times, and it helps me to look at it. Again, writing things down is a release. When you write it down, write down anything and everything that you want to about it. And then don't look at it for 24 hours. I guarantee you, when you look at it again, you will get other messages from what it is you've written. And the picture will become clearer for you as far as what's the real problem. Because when we're obsessing over something, we're camouflaging what the real issue is, and we're getting hung up on something we're trying to control again. Control comes into the picture. So learn to just release. Yours is all about surrender, and absolutely learning how to surrender is good for you. It'll help you move forward dramatically. Okay, so next we are on to Gemini. And with Gemini, our tarot card here is the card of the Chariot. Okay? So, when I look at the Chariot for you, number one, I feel as though things aren't always in control for you, and you're trying to fight things. You're trying to move things forward. There's movement in the air for you. I don't necessarily know if this is travel. For some of you, it might be travel. But I feel as though for a majority of you, it's trying to move things forward, trying to keep things under control. There's a lot of powers that be, and things aren't balanced in your life right now. To Gemini, you are that person that sometimes has a lot of dual energies going on in your life. So trying to keep these energies flowing for you, and not feel as though you're out of control can be difficult. So with the Chariot here, I want you to think about balance. I want you to think about slowing things down, taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So responsibilities, putting things into order. From there, moving things forward, what helps you, what holds you back. So analyze the situation, okay? For our angel card, we have the card of vulnerability and freedom. So with this, sometimes you have a hard time being vulnerable. You feel as though you have this image that you have to uphold. And in holding up that image, it doesn't allow you to truly be you. And you need to be honest with yourself. You need to be you. You need to make friends with the person in the mirror. And if you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you can't smile at yourself and say, I love you and I love the way that you act and I love the things that you say and do, then you're not being honest with yourself, okay? Be honest with yourself. Put yourself out there. If you're an emotional person and you're constantly feeling like you have to hide your vulnerability from others, change. Start to let people see your vulnerable side. You don't have to shout it from the rooftops. You don't have to tell everybody about it. But as you slowly drop your guard, you will notice how good you feel, how much you feel like your true self. And it will bring happiness into your life, as well as give you that freedom of being able to be expressive and not hold yourself back. So do yourself a favor, okay? Make friends with yourself. And don't be afraid to dance in the rain. It's fun. It really is. Okay, so for your animal spirit card, we have the elk. Appropriate for Christmas here. So the elk says, stand tall and maintain your dignity no matter what, and others will treat you with the respect that you deserve. Yeah, absolutely. Stand tall. And in standing tall, that's being true to yourself. Maintain your dignity. Can you be vulnerable and maintain your dignity at the same time? Absolutely, you can. If people go to laugh at you, if people go and start not to understand you, just take a look at them and say, hey, I'm being me. What is the problem with that? If you can't handle it, that's your problem, not mine. But this is me. And I'm going to dance in the rain if I want to, okay? Embrace yourself. and have the dignity that you need to be you, okay? Others will treat you for being honest. They will treat you well for being you. A majority of people, if they sit and start making fun of you for doing what it is that you want to do, for you having fun, dancing in the rain, whatever it is, a majority of the time, it's because they feel held back from being able to do that. They want to learn to be expressive, but they don't know how to do it. They're too scared to. So if anything, give them love and light, okay? And embrace your uniqueness. Embrace that you found your freedom and are able to move forward. So, your abundance card here is trust. And trust says, allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you to know exactly how to handle them. And absolutely, the universe, your angels, your guides, there's so much energy and power around you. When you trust them to put you into the right place, when you trust them to open you up to be expressive when it's the best time for you, absolutely they will deliver. The universe always works for you. It never works against you. Even though we can have things going on in our life that might not seem very positive, a lot of times they're there because you're having a hard time pushing yourself forward. And if you don't move forward, guess what? The universe will push you forward. Okay? So, that being said, trust it. Trust the process. If your gut says start singing and dancing in the rain, do it. If it says, nope, you need to do it behind closed doors, but you need to dance, then dance. Sing with the radio. Sing with the television. Sing when you're in the car. Don't worry about who's parked beside you at the light. Okay? Just be you. So for your shadow work card, we have the card of unworthy. And unworthy says, think deeply and ask yourself why you are not worthy of the situation at hand. A deep card. Because that's the problem we have a lot of times. We feel as though we're not worthy. Why aren't we worthy? We are worthy. We're worthy of everything. We're worthy of having an abundant life. We're worthy of having a healthy life. We're worthy of having a good life. Okay? God created you in His image. And God gave you free will, which means you have the ability that every other person has. God created us all in His image. We just all have different gifts. We use our gifts differently. But you need to have confidence in yourself. Know that you are an abundant person. Maybe your abundance shows up differently in your life, though. You know, people that have a ton of money in the bank and don't spend it, guess what? They're hoarders. They're hoarders of money. Just like you can have people that are hoarders of other things. I'm honest. I can admit I hoard shoes. I have a ton of shoes. Okay? I own it. You know? But I know that I deserve to have good things in my life. I know that I do have good things in my life. Sometimes my impression of what is good and what somebody else's impression is totally different. And that's okay. And if you don't believe in yourself, I want you to go and get a tube of lipstick or dry erase pen, whatever, and write on your mirror, I'm worthy. Okay, remind yourself. You are worthy of happiness. You're worthy of having a good day. You're worthy of having a job that you like to go to. If you have these things, if you have a job that you dislike, guess what? That's telling you maybe you need to look for something else. Maybe you need to look for something that gets you excited about going to it every day. You don't need to live in pain. But you need to be true to yourself, and you need to be responsible to yourself and responsible to your family. But there's many ways to go about doing this, okay? So, breathe deep. Believe in yourself. Believe that you're worthy. Talk to your angels and your guides, and they will help you bring about things in your life, okay? So next we have Cancer. All right, so for Cancer, we have the tarot card of the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is looking at your hopes and your fears. What is it you want to bring into your life? What is it you don't want to bring into your life? It's direction of energy, okay? And I'm going to use an example of myself for this card here. When we look at this card, see how there's a card up there that has a snake? I don't like snakes. I really don't. And after I had done an event, I came home and I said, I really hate snakes. And when I looked at that Seven of Cups card that showed up in the reading, I thought, I never see snakes. And I started thinking about this. And I went outside to go and get my dog. And what happened? I looked down and there was a snake. So the saying is, whatever you give energy to will show up within your life. What are your hopes? What are your fears? Give your energy to your hopes. Give your energy to the things you want to experience in this life, and they will show up. When you think and worry about your fears, they'll show up. So don't look at them, okay? It's okay to acknowledge them and say, yeah, I don't like snakes, but don't dwell on them. I started dwelling on snakes. Guess what? Snakes showed up. Before that, I hadn't seen a snake. Yes, I could express to people I don't really care for snakes. But other than that, I didn't think about them much. Everything else, though, that I like and want in my life, I think about, and it shows up. It shows up in the most unusual times, most unusual ways. But things always show up. So in the Seven of Cups, I want you to think about what it is you want to experience in your life. What is it you want to draw into your life? And I want you to use your energy in those ways so that it shows up, okay? Your angel card we have for you is Compassion. And compassion is about thinking of others from our heart space of love, okay? Maybe we can't understand what other people are going through because we've never experienced in our life. But we do know that maybe what they're going through is something we don't ever want to experience. And so we give them that love energy from us that says, I hope things work out for you. I hope you're able to move forward. I hope that this passes through fast for you. Compassion towards animals, compassion towards people we've never seen, compassion towards the people that are going through great catastrophic events that are happening all over the world. You don't necessarily have to talk to these people to give them compassion. You just have to express from your heart a feeling of energy, of helping them to want to move forward and overcome the strife that they're going through. For them to know that there is a positive attribute coming through this and that they can make it through. They have the strength. Talk to your angels and your guides and help them. Tell them to give them energy and strength to overcome the obstacle in front of them. That's compassion. Okay. Your Cancer, your animal spirit card is the Falcon. And the Falcon says, act on the opportunity that's before you and commit to it without, what's this word? Equivokation? Equivokcation. So my guides are telling me that this means you're supposed to act on that opportunity. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. When something shows up for you and it's a great opportunity and it's something that you want to experience in your life, go for it. Go for it. What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work out for you. Okay? but you're going to learn a lot in the process. Pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to your gut. If it tells you that it's not for you, if it tells you that there's something wrong with the picture, then there is something wrong with it. Then maybe it isn't that great opportunity. But when an opportunity shows up and there's no red flags, there's no gut feelings that tell you no. When you talk to your friends and relatives about it and they say, absolutely, go for it. Trust your gut. Go for it. Okay? Our abundance card is signs. Instincts are the message from the inner divine. Again, it's your intuition. Cancers, you are very intuitive. Okay? Trust your gut. Trust the signals. Trust the signs. Talk to your angels and guides. Nobody talks to their angels and guides as much as they should. If you want to talk to them 50 times during the day, 100 times during the day, do it. They're there to help you. Okay? But trust the messages that you're getting. Look for the signs. Tell your angels and your guides. The first time I started talking to them, I said, hey, I don't know how to talk to you, but smack me upside the head in case I can't understand your language. And they did. They literally did. So that way I could understand what they were trying to say to me. Okay? They will help direct you with where you need to be and especially when you need to be there. Wait for the signal. Okay? But there was, I can't remember where I saw this at, but there was this one where a woman said that she was waiting to be saved. The floodwaters were coming. She's on top of her roof. She's waiting to be saved. And a helicopter came and they wanted her to grab her and take her up on the helicopter to save her. And she said, no, God's sending me a messenger to save me, whatever. She refused it. A boat comes along and wants to save her. She didn't want to get into the boat. She kept looking for all of these signs. The signs will come to you, but you can't keep refusing it because there's one specific way you want the sign to show up. Okay? Think about it. Be sensible. Be sensible, okay? All right. For your shadow work card, we have impatient. Cancers, look for patterns of your impatience. Notice the negative physical symptoms it causes you. Take deep breaths and slow down. Sometimes we want things right away. We want them according to our time frame, and the universe works on a totally different time frame than what we do. Okay? Slow down. Notice why do we want them to happen? Why are we so anxious? Take deep breaths, slow down. Maybe the timing isn't right. Maybe it's not supposed to happen today because tomorrow a better opportunity is going to show up for you. Okay, again, instincts. Trust what's happening. If it's becoming harder and harder for you to do something, it's happening for a reason. The timing isn't right. Okay? Learn not to be so impatient. Okay, let's move along now. We have Leo. Leo. And for Leo, we have the Ace of Swords. So aces are all about new beginnings. Swords are all about action. And for Leo, I do feel as though you are on the cusp of new things happening within your life. There's some new things that are going to be starting up for you. New action. Okay. I feel as though for many of you, new opportunities are going to present themselves. I do feel as though for some of you, there's some things that you've had into play. You've been waiting on them, been in that holding pattern. And the time is going to break through for you where then it is time for you to start moving forward in those things. In that. So a lot of movement for you. When you're ready, go for it. Okay? Know that the universe is working for you. Trust your intuition. Take a look at what's going on. If we're not feeling all these red flags, if we're seeing more go things in that, definitely, again, things are moving forward in your way. Your angel card is intuition and downloads. So, again, it is time. Listen to yourself. Everybody, your spirituality is awakening. We've got to listen to what our body is telling us. Listen to what the guides are saying to you. Listen to the energies of the earth, okay? Downloads give us headaches sometimes. They make us tired. But you're starting to get these downloads, which is giving you more information. It's helping you to move forward. Pay attention. Sometimes when you get those downloads, it's going to make you really lethargic because it's a lot of energy to get downloads. Whenever I get downloads, I have a hard time functioning. And it can take me a couple of days before I get my juju back, so to speak. Okay? So that can happen to you as well. That's why sometimes things just need to be in that holding pattern until you feel as though things are ready to move forward. Don't be afraid to take a nap. Okay? But trust yourself. Intuition is definitely going to talk to you and help you. All right? You actually have 2 animal spirit guide cards here. So the first, we have the Roadrunner. And second, we have the Platypus. So let's read these cards in conjunction here. With the Roadrunner, it says, keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously. And with the Platypus, it says, stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. Oh my. So, yes, we do get serious, don't we, huh? And sometimes when we're serious, when we're on our path and that we're busy working and we don't have a sense of humor. We're trying to manifest something in our life. We're trying to work towards something. And in our patience, we lose our patience. We lose our sense of humor. And yet, it's trying to tell you, relax, breathe a little bit, okay? If you take it so seriously, you're focusing so hard, you miss other opportunities. When you focus so hard, you don't see what else is going on around you. So don't be afraid to look up and look out, okay? Don't be afraid to laugh at things when you make a mistake. The Platypus then, stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. And absolutely, there's blessings. Be thankful that you have the ability to work. Be thankful that you have great family and friends in your life. Be thankful that you're here, okay? Be thankful that you do have a sense of humor and that you can laugh at things. And if you can't laugh at things, then learn how to cry at them. It's going to release emotions, and then you will start laughing because you're crying at it, and it just seems silly. Why am I crying? Okay, so there's humor to be found in almost anything and everything. Don't be afraid to laugh. Okay. Oh, big card for you for your shadow work card is forgiveness. Forgive self. Forgive self. Accept what has happened and give yourself grace to make mistakes. That's a big card for a lot of people because what happens, we get mad at ourselves when things don't work out in our way. We say something and then we want to take it back. Or we say something and a couple hours later, oh my goodness, I could have done this, I should have done that. That little inner voice in your head talks to you all the time, okay? Accept the fact that sometimes you can't change it, okay? But forgive yourself. You are a human, which means you're going to make mistakes. Sometimes things just come out of our mouths. We just blurt them out and we say them the wrong way, okay? But that doesn't mean you're doomed for life. Understand that one moment in time is come and gone. Forgive yourself and move forward, knowing that if the opportunity ever arises, you're going to do it differently because you learned your lesson the first time around, okay? But forgiveness of self is a huge thing. It's the thing that holds us back the most in our life sometimes. Okay, so our final card here for part 1 would be Virgo. And with Virgo, our tarot card is the Empress. Okay. So with the Empress, I look at her and I always associate Mother Nature. Okay. Empress is very creative. She has a lot of creative energy to her. The Empress she's intelligent. She uses the things around her in order to manifest things in life. The Empress has the ability in creation to reproduce. So for some of you, I would not be surprised if some of you either are pregnant or become pregnant. So maybe we need to be a little bit cautious. But I feel as though the Empress for you moving through this last part of December is for you to think outside of the box, okay? Do things differently. Maybe it's time to start something new for Christmas for your family. Maybe it's doing gifts a little differently. Maybe it's having fun. Maybe it's going out caroling, but it's being creative in your life. Or maybe it's creative in your work where you need to even do things differently there. You know, change is creativity. And when we think outside of the box, we open ourselves up to growth. Virgos, you have a tendency to be very analytical. You're very good. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But in that process, sometimes we need to change things up and do things differently. You know, a lot of engineers are Virgos. And sometimes we get caught in this is the process. But how do we create new things? We explore, we try, we experiment, okay? This is a calling for you. It's time to change things up. Time to do things differently in your life. Okay? For our angel card, we have the word no. And in this card, no for you, I feel as though it's about protecting boundaries. Because sometimes, Virgos, you have a tendency to get caught up in things. And yes, you like to appease other people. You're hardworking people. And you know what? Sometimes you've got to say, no, this is my time. Boundaries and putting boundaries into effect is difficult at times for us. But learning to say the word no is a very healthy thing. Okay? It's very healthy to learn to say no. Whether that's saying no to somebody else, maybe that's learning to say no to yourself. No, you don't need that second dessert tonight. Maybe you can have that second dessert tomorrow night after you've gone and you've walked a couple miles first. Okay? But no shows up in our life in many different ways. But Virgo, I feel as though you are going to be tested about your boundaries in your life. And you do need to learn to say no at times. Okay? Next is you have 2 animal cards as well. All right, we have the weasel, and you also have the cat. So let's how these cards show up for you. So first with the weasel, it says, be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feeling what's happening inside and all around you. Then for your cat card, it says it's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your overdependency on others. So again, with the weasel, be silent, pay attention, observe with your eyes and ears, physical feelings, what's happening inside and all around you. And then with this cat, I have a feeling you're starting to open up and look and see that you might not totally agree with what's going on around you. And that's where no comes into play too. You're like, nope, we need to change things up. Nope, what's been going on, the way we've been going, trying to figure out this obstacle in front of us, we're not doing it the right way. Trust your gut. Trust what you feel. You know, Maybe you need to work on this project by yourself and not work on it with others because your thought process is so different from somebody else's. But that's how you can creatively find the solution, okay? But definitely pay attention to everything. Again, this is working on your intuition. Big spirituality changes for all of us, okay? Pay attention. Maybe it is time for you to work and start working on your own more than working with other people. Okay, or being, as this card says, being dependent on other people. Trust your gut. Okay. For your abundance card, we have the card of deepening. Isn't that cute? There's a cat on there too. All right, so deepening says, once you're on earth for long enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping detachment and surrender. They bring the peace of God. So deepening, once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping detachment and surrender. They bring the peace of God. And that's saying that with deepening, sometimes we need to be independent. Cats are very independent animals. You notice? You can train a dog. You can call a dog. Cats, you can't always call to you. Sometimes they'll just look at you like, what do you want? I'm not going to you. They don't sit on command. Sometimes you can train them to sit. But a lot of times cats have their own free will. And this is what it's saying for you, is that you're starting, once you've been here enough times, there's some lessons you don't want to keep repeating. You don't want to be caught up in the rat race that everybody else is in. And you want your solidarity. You want to be by yourself because you know that you don't need to get caught up in all the other energies going on in this world. You know what your path is, and you know what your purpose is. And you're here to take care of those things. Okay. So for your shadow work, we have the card of selfish. All right. So selfish, it says, you are wrapped into your own desires. Try looking at and caring about the needs of others. Kind of goes hand in hand with this card, doesn't it? I always find it amazing how the cards bring out what we most need to hear and how they intertwine with each other. And with being selfish, yeah, sometimes we are selfish. Why? Because we are our own selves, our own business, so to speak. You know, we're worried about how we're going to feed ourselves. We're worried about how we're going to pay our bills. We're worried about staying alive in this world and that. But where we get the most enjoyment and the most love, in all honesty, is caring about others. Holding the door open for a stranger and them turning around and saying thank you. Try it. It will make you feel wonderful. Okay? So it's not just about you pushing your way through the door and pushing everybody out of your way, but being kind to somebody else and seeing that smile on their face, that gratitude from them. You'll find out that pays you back tenfold in bringing you love, joy, happiness into your life. And that will make you skip a little bit when you walk. It'll make everything worthwhile. Okay, so this is part 1. Part 2 now will be for Libra going through Pisces. Again, through the end of December, through Christmas, any of my readings are 40% off. Reach out to my email address and contact me if you would like to purchase any of these readings. You don't have to have them right away. If you'd like to book them right away, absolutely you can do that. I can be reached at intuitivemarymaguire@ymail.com. Maguire is spelled Maguire. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here to watch me on YouTube. And please comment, please sign up, subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.